Did she say regret? A fitness influencer saying, oh, I said this and I no longer agree with it? What is going on in the world? Oh my God. Someone changed their mind? Someone learned a little bit more and decided, hey, maybe that's not the best way to go about something? What is going on? The world, hell is freezing over. There are pigs flying. Oh my God. Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Before we get started, if you see all these lovely people here on the side of the screen, they are here while I'm recording this live. I stream on Twitch pretty much every single weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're ever bored around that time, come by the stream. We would love to have you. So today we are going to be talking about a very popular fitness influencer, and I know usually when I say those words, I am talking about a fitness influencer that maybe the stuff they are saying I'm not a huge fan of, or, you know, they're kind of sharing information that I don't like. Today, it's going to be a little different, because I actually am a huge fan of the stuff that is in this video that we are going to be sharing, as well as my girlfriend is a huge fan of this person. So we're going to be talking about Krissy Cela. I think that's how you say her name. If it's not, I apologize. But the fact that my girlfriend likes this person put her on my radar. And so I've been kind of doing some research and stuff, and I saw this video. And, you know, I trust my girlfriend. If you guys don't know, she's also lost like 130 pounds, and she is very similar in how she feels about the fitness industry as me. So when there is someone that is a popular fitness influencer that, you know, is like, you know, she's a straight size person. I don't think she's ever been like really overweight or anything like that. I'm like, interesting.
Very interesting.
Right? And so I'm excited to share this video with you guys and kind of share my thoughts. So the video that we are going to be talking about is called The Top 5 Things You Need to Know When Starting Your Fitness Journey. So it's basically a beginner's guide to fitness, but it's more than just that. All right. And so I am excited to share this video and then obviously share my thoughts as well.
You're so cute. You're so cute. I love you. Oh, yeah.
She's talking about all of you guys, by the way.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your girl here, Krissy Cela, and in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be breaking down the absolute ultimate guide to anyone who is a beginner looking to start their fitness journey. I have broken it all down. I have made note. I am going to make it so digestible for you, because when I started my journey, everything was overwhelming. I didn't know what to actually do. I didn't know how to concise everything. I'm going to keep it simple, to the point, so easy to understand, and I truly hope by the end of this video you're left with some value that you can take on board on your new journey.
And what I think is important about this is, like, this is the question that I get all the time. How do I start? How do I start? How do I start? How do I start? I hear that, you know, time and time again. And yes, it's like, you know, I've heard it a million times, but I truly believe that if you know how to start and you pick up the basics will carry you very, very far. So if you know what you're doing at the start, there's not much you need to change as you move forward. I think a lot of people overcomplicate things, which is something we'll get into later. But I think it is very important to have a good foundation when you start. It's not the end of the world if you don't know what you're doing. That's totally normal. But knowing how to start can carry you very far is basically what I'm trying to say.
If you are a beginner watching this, or if you are someone who's had a bit of a setback on their journey, understand that it's never too late. We are here to try and build a consistent and rewarding journey to better ourselves mentally and physically. So without further ado, here are my top 5 tips for anyone who wants to start their fitness journey. One thing that I've seen over time is this unbelievable pressure to have it all figured out all at the same time. So instead of trying to figure out your nutrition and your workout plan all at once, I want you to focus on one thing at a time. I wish I had told you this sooner, and I don't think I've ever told you this on my channel, but thinking about one thing at a time and trying to perfect and be consistent at that one habit is going to make your life so much more easy, less pressure on you, and actually enjoying the process. So
this is very true, and this is something that I say a lot, right? Don't let perfect get in the way of good enough. I didn't make up that quote. I stole it from someone. I don't remember. I've been saying it for years now, though. But, like, that is perfect when it comes to fitness and getting into a routine, getting into weight loss. So many people think, I have to have the perfect routine at the start. I need to go to the gym 7 days a week, and I have to be eating chicken, broccoli, and rice only, or start doing keto. It's not necessary. Just Start something, pick something and focus on that thing and improve it and improve it and improve it, and then pick something else. So many people let perfect get in the way of good enough. So what I mean by that is that they let the fact that they don't have the perfect routine, they don't have the perfect, whatever it is, get in the way of them starting. So they just don't start because like, well, I don't have the perfect thing, or I know that I can't be going to the gym 5 days a week or whatever it might be. I can only go 2 days a week. So what's the point? That's the point. Go 2 days a week. That's how you start, right? Don't let perfect get in the way of good enough.
What I want you to do is first of all identify what you would like to change. Is it the fact that you're not actually working out? Is it your nutrition? Is it the lack of sleep? By changing just one thing is going to better the entire journey. 7 or 8 years ago when I first started my fitness journey, was one thing I kept wanting to change was how weak I felt. I always felt really weak. I never had any upper body strength. I never could lift anything. So the one thing I wanted to focus on is training my upper body and making that a consistent habit in my routine. And I wish I had just focused on that first. I'm not saying to forget everything else, because nutrition and training your lower body is just as important. But what I'm saying is I put so much abundant amount of pressure on myself to have my nutrition in check, to be completely dedicated to the gym with no rest periods, to have a program so solidified that if I ever made a mistake, or if I ever decided to have pizza one night instead of my chicken, broccoli and rice, I would just lose my mind and feel like a complete failure and feel like I had to restart again. When really it's about taking things and dissecting them, making them digestible for you to have consistent habits. One of the things I'm struggling with right now is sleep. Sleep is something that I've always struggled with. I don't feel like I get good sleep, deep sleep.
I really like that she is going down this road, and it's something this is like the overarching theme of this video to me, and this is what really spoke to me, and this is why I wanted to make this video. It seems like she is stepping away from, I don't want to say step away because I don't know if she ever was like fully deep into like the whole work hard, freaking grind yourself into the ground, grind, right? I don't know if she was ever there, but it seems like she is speaking against that, and I really like that. Because she is someone that is, very popular. She has a lot of followers. A lot of people really look up to her. And people are going to listen to what she is saying. And I think that what she is saying is important, okay? You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to grind. You do not need to freaking, grind yourself into the ground to have a fitness routine that is good and that is solid and that will make solid changes and that will change your life. You don't need to do that, right? And so that's why I'm really glad about a lot of the stuff that she's saying, which we'll get into in a little bit.
And it's one thing that I really want to change, and it's one habit that I want to learn to integrate and be better at. But I also have the rest of my life to do this. There's no pressure to have it perfected right now. So please, the one thing I want you to do is simplify what's the one thing you want to start with. If it's nutrition, prioritize that. Learn how to meal prep. Learn what macros you might need. Learn if you're maybe under eating. Maybe you're overeating. Maybe you're eating too many snacks and not good enough wholesome nutritional meals. Focus on one thing at a time as opposed to everything all at once. Tip number 2 is one that's more emotionally led, and I think having emotional intelligence in your fitness journey is also very important. I really value people that have a purpose, and I really value people that have a true why. I think the more I'm growing up and the more I'm maturing, especially you guys have seen me since day one, everything was very aesthetically focused back in the day, and the more I mature and the more I realize the true value of celebrating your body through movement, I realize that it's become more purposeful. My purpose is no longer to have chiseled abs and to look a specific way. If I wanted to, I could completely dedicate everything I have to look a certain way. And that's straight up fact. But that's not gonna make me happy. I really value going to the gym and pushing myself and challenging myself. I really value having discipline and consistency. Those are my true whys. My true why as to why I'm starting my fitness journey, as to why I'm continuing my fitness journey, is because movement is something to me that brings me so much joy and happiness. And
I love this because I actually had a recent experience at the gym. I was in the sauna and had a guy that was like talking to me. I've talked to him a little bit. He's a talker. You know, I'm not much of a talker at the gym. This guy is known to be a talker, and you know, it is what it is, right? And so he kind of came up to me and he asked, "Oh, like, you know, what's your reason for being in the gym?" And I was like, first off, I wasn't having the best day, so I was like, "Oh my God, I really don't want to deal with this right now." But I was like, you know, I just like working out. And he was like, "Yeah, but are you like trying to get stronger? Are you trying to get leaner? Are you trying to get bigger?" And I was like, I just enjoy working out. I just like being here. You know, it's just something that makes me happy. And it just like, I could tell like it bothered him because he was like, well, I don't understand. Like, you don't have like a reason. And then we kind of got into it because he was basically, he ended up saying like, "Oh yeah, you just like to be comfortable." And I was just like, I mean, yeah, I don't like to be super uncomfortable all the time. I don't think that's necessary. And he was like, yeah, like towards the end, I'm paraphrasing this whole interaction, but he ended up being like, well, you know, it's important. Like, it's like, you know, in 10 years, if you'll see if your routine is working or not, because you'll see how different you are. And I was like, this guy knows. I've talked to him about my story. He has a pretty crazy story himself. He like went through a whole situation where he got like burned really badly with a lot of his body. Right. So we have similar kind of different looking bodies. Right. And so I was like, yeah, well, I mean, you know that I was like 400 pounds 10 years ago, right? And he was like, yeah, I know. He's like, so that's like, and I was just like, I don't know. I just think that for me, I was like, it made me think though. I was like, why do I come into the gym so often? Why do I do this, right? And like for me, it just comes down to health and enjoying fitness. Like I want to be able to enjoy fitness and my body not hinder me from that. And I want to be healthy. That's my goal. I don't need to step on stage. I don't need to be the strongest person in the gym. I don't need to be lifting 5,000 pounds. Like, I'd love to put on more muscle, cool, but I'm not going to tailor my entire life around that goal. I'm going to lift. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to enjoy the gym, and that's it, right? Like, that's my why. Be healthy and be able to lift relatively heavy weights, but not, you know, make it my entire life. That's kind of my why. At least it is now. And it's changed over the years, but I really like what she says here.
I stopped thinking about movement as a chore and more of a celebration. Everything in my mind changed. You need to identify your why. And the way you do that is you dig deep and you really speak to yourself about why you're starting this journey. So if you think the reason you're starting your journey is to lose some weight before your holiday so you can look good in your summer dress, I guarantee you that's not why. The reason you're really starting your fitness journey and why you want to make a change is because you want to feel good on holiday. You want to feel proud of yourself. You want to wear that sundress and just feel good. Aesthetics come secondary to every type of why you have. So dig deep, understand why you're even starting, understand why you even clicked on this video.
Oh, and I don't want to say disagree, but I would say that there are some people that is their why, and that's a lot of times why things don't work out. That's why I'm not a fan of like, oh, I need to lose weight for a wedding or whatever it is, right? It's like, okay, I understand. I get it. You want to look good on your wedding, but like, it requires a lot of work, right? Like losing a significant amount of weight, it's not easy. So I think having a solid why and the thing that sucks is like there's no way that I can tell someone this is how you find your why or this is how you have a really solid why. It's one of those things that it's just you have to figure it out for yourself. It has to come to you. It has to be from you. Like no one on the internet, no influencer, no anybody can be like, this is going to be your why. This is why. It just doesn't work like that, right? And so it's one of those things that it's tough, but it's the truth, right? Like I can't give you a why. You have to come up with it yourself and have a solid one.
Video, and I promise you the rest will have so much more purpose and emphasis rather than just being surface level. Number 3 plays on the fact that you need to consider your why. And one thing I've noticed that's become so apparent and so toxic in this industry, and it's actually kind of getting worse as opposed to getting better. It was getting better for a while, and now I think we've like taken a step back and benefiting anyone. It's this pressure to see results in X months. It's this pressure to have it all figured out in X amount of time. Is this pressure.
This is so true. And like under, you guys can't see it, but it says your health and fitness is timeless, right? This is so true. I'm going to go off on it more, but I'll let her finish so I'm not interrupting.
That there is no excuses. You have no excuses. You make time for the gym. I used to drill that into you, and I regret drilling that into you.
Preach! Preach!
The more time deprived I am, the
Did she say regret? A fitness influencer saying, oh, I said this and I no longer agree with it? What is going on in the world? Oh my God. Someone changed their mind? Someone learned a little bit more and decided, hey, maybe that's not the best way to go about something? What is going on? The world, hell is freezing over. There are pigs flying. Oh my God. This is crazy. Wow. Oh my goodness.
busy I am, the more responsibility I hold, I cannot stress enough that fitness is timeless. It's not that you have an excuse. It's not that you're trying to just constantly find a reason to why you can't start. It's that you're putting so much pressure on yourself to think that you have a certain time frame to achieve it all. Your fitness is timeless. The minute you start realizing that, you will start to understand that each and every single day, your aim is to just be 1% better, to just show up, to just put your shoes on, to tie your shoelaces, just to show up. That's 1% better. Pushing for that extra rep, running for that extra mile. Your fitness is timeless. So stop putting pressure on yourself. Stop thinking that you need to see these crazy transformations in a short period of time. Understand that you have other responsibilities such as work. You're a mum. You're a student. You could be caring for someone. You're a business owner that's responsible for other people but yourself. So less pressure, more timeless thinking.
This is 100% true. And this is something that so many people, when they ask me, oh, how fast did you lose the weight? Blah, blah. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. What matters is, can you keep the weight off? Are you living a life that is sustainable? Are you enjoying the life that you're living? Do you feel like you're a slave to all of these numbers, these scales, all of this stuff? Like, if those are the things that you feel, this lifestyle change that you feel you're making is not going to work out in the long. It's just not. And I'm not trying to be mean. I want to see you succeed. I want to see everyone succeed. I want it to work. That's why I'm not a fan of these super intense 75 hard, whatever 1,000 different variations there are of that. I know there's 75 hard crews gonna come for me and try and beat me up or whatever. That's fine.
Fight back! Fight back!
If you have time in your busy schedule, you know. But like, that's why I'm not a fan of this stuff, because it's not necessary. You don't need to do all of that stuff. You don't. You don't. And the thing is, so many of these influencers, people that their whole job is making videos on the internet, like me, right? They'll sit there and be like, yeah, you need to go to the gym 6 days a week and you need to do this, that. It's like, okay, what about the person that has 3 kids? What about the person that has 2 jobs? What about the person that works overnight? What about the It's just so frustrating. You need to find what works for you. Period. It doesn't matter what the person on the internet with 3 million followers that gets $10,000 for one single brand deal does, because their life does not affect you, and it is very, very, very different from yours. So you need to understand that what they say to do most likely is not the way that you should be living your life. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make them a bad person. But I do think it makes them a little silly to not see the difference in the life of the person that's following them and the life that they are living right now in this moment.
Tip number 4, and probably one of the most important tips I'm going to give you, is to start learning and to stop thinking that because you're scrolling on social media has the answers to all of your questions. There are so many mixed opinions, so many mixed reviews. And whilst it's amazing that so many more people are vocalizing their perspective on fitness, it's not always correct. So I need you to start educating yourself and start doing the learning yourself. Start perfecting the things that you're not sure on and start reading things that are actually valuable. And
this is so true. And this can be with anything, no matter how deep in the, in the sauce you get, right? When you are first starting out, this is why I'm such a fan of learning things for yourself. You don't have to become an expert. But if you are able to figure out, oh, what's a calorie deficit? What is, TDEE? What is a good back day? What are back exercises? These are things that it might sound like, oh, that's so much. If you do the research, it will take you 5 minutes, right, to understand some of these things. And then you will have that knowledge for the rest of your life, right? That is so important, because what this helps you do is stay away from bullshit. And guess what? There's a lot of bullshit out there right now. There is. And there's a lot of people that will try and peddle it to you for a price. And they will try and sell something to you. If you have that little bit of knowledge, you can stay away from that. And then on top of it, which is what she's saying, and she's much nicer than I am, but she is saying you learn more and then you can do more and be better, right? Which is obviously helpful, but it also keeps away the bullshit, which is a nice thing.
Are credited and are safe to read, because there are so many opinions, and right now the level of demand to the level of supply of information in the fitness industry is out of balance. The demand is super low, the supply is super high, which means there's so many opinions flying around, but you don't actually know what the hell you want, and you don't even know what information you're being provided. So one thing you have to take responsibility for is actually learning yourself. Maybe finding someone that makes you feel really safe. Maybe finding someone that is qualified. I can't stress enough how important it is to actually learn from someone that is qualified also, because you know, a lot of fitness influencers and a lot of people in the industry are learning on the job, and that is amazing. But they also need the qualification to back up what they're saying. It's the same thing with you going to a doctor's appointment. You know, like you could have a prescription because it worked for them, but is it backed up because they have a qualification and they are able to give you that prescription? So just learn, never stop learning. Every single day is a school day.
And I think another thing that's important is to even understand if someone does have a certification, they might not know everything that they're talking about. Like, God bless all the personal trainers that work at the gym that I go to. I'm not trying to dox anyone, but I will see them sometimes, and I'm not a personal trainer, but maybe I'm just judgmental, but I'm just like, what is going on here? Why is this the thing we're doing? I saw a bigger dude that was getting personal trained, and some of the stuff I was just like, why is this happening, right? This is why I'm a fan of doing as much research as you can, because I've learned quite a bit. I'm obviously not the most expert person in the world, but I've learned everything through free information. YouTube, doing my own research. I've learned it all. You can learn so much if you want to. I understand not everyone has the time and wants to put in the effort. That's when it is good to find someone that knows, but you can learn a lot without paying any money. Just, I trust me.
And even now, I've decided to go back to school to get my level 4 personal training qualification for strength and conditioning, further my knowledge from my level 3. I've also started to get myself a performance coach, and I can learn even more and evolve even more. Every single day is an opportunity to educate yourself better, and I can't stress enough, knowledge is power. Number 5, you're overcomplicating your routine massively. The reason you're overwhelmed is because you're overcomplicating everything. You feel like you have to train.
This is so true, bro. This is so true. I'm gonna let her talk. I'm sorry.
5 days a week in order to see results. You feel like there's only certain things you can eat in order to see results. You feel like you have to do 10K steps every single day. You feel like you have to drink a gallon of water every single day, take all these supplements, do all these things, and it becomes exhausting. And when something becomes so hard, you don't want to do it. It doesn't feel natural to you. Do not overcomplicate something that can be super simple. The aim of the game is to be consistent. The aim of the game is to move your body. That is the aim of the game. So strip it back. What can you genuinely achieve in a week? How busy is your schedule? How in demand are you? Which means you could be hella time deprived. So what I want you to do is dissect it down. If you work 5 days a week, maybe you work out on the weekend because you have more time. Maybe it's better for you to actually work after work as opposed to before work. For example, I tend to wake up at about 5:45, 6:30. That's the time frame I wake up. I go straight to the gym. I'm in the gym. I'm also recording in the gym because I produce content. So I need to get everything done within the 2-hour time bracket in order to be in the office. If I'm in the office.
And so I just want to put this to, a lot of people that might be watching this that are trying to lose a lot of weight. This is something that I see a lot. People feel like they need to be going into the gym and absolutely destroying themselves so they lose weight. It's not necessary. Like, I'm telling you right now, going on a long walk can be more beneficial than doing some workout where, one, you're not comfortable, you don't really know what you're doing. A lot of the time is spent kind of standing around, feeling a little awkward. Not like, if you just walked, right, you would be doing more for yourself than standing around. If you want to learn how to work out and learn how to lift and all that stuff, then yeah, you're going to have to deal with that awkward phase. But so many people, or the other thing is people will go to the gym and they feel like I need to go super hard and be really sore because then it counts as a good workout. And then guess what? You don't see them at the gym for a week or two because they're so freaking sore. Like, you don't need to destroy yourself. It doesn't need to be super complicated. It doesn't need to be all of these things. It can be very, very, very simple, and it still is effective. I'm telling you right now, it does not need to be super complicated. The workouts that I do have been pretty much the same for so many years. I understand not that many people are crazy like me, and they would get bored with that. Understandable. But it still works, is what I'm trying to say. So you don't need to feel like it has to be some crazy Instagram workout that you've seen to be effective. It doesn't. It can be very, very simple.
Office all day till 7 p.m. I can't imagine starting training at 7 p.m. because I would just be so exhausted if I'm constantly waking up at that time, right? Or if I'm waking up a little bit later. You have to make your fitness journey fit around the schedule you currently have with only slight adjustments. And what I mean by slight is maybe waking up 30 minutes before your alarm clock goes off on a usual basis, or maybe staying 30 minutes after work and doing a workout at the local gym before you come to work. Do not overcomplicate it, simplify it, and make it so much more digestible and enjoyable. So this is actually the first segment of a beginner series that I'm going to be hosting on my YouTube channel. I was really in my thoughts about YouTube, and I kept thinking, how do we continue to add value to people that don't really know where to start? Don't really know how to start. And I feel like sometimes when you're in it so much, like me, you assume people know and that it's so simple that everybody should get it. And the truth is that's not the case. And the more and more I talk to the community, the more
it's so true. And this is like when I'm streaming, right? And I get a lot of the same questions. People like, is it ever get annoying? And it's like, no, like, it's not annoying because I understand that unless someone's asking to be, stupid, which sometimes people do that, let's be honest, right? They're just trying to troll or whatever. But, like, if someone is genuinely asking the question and, like, yeah, I've answered it literally thousands of times, but that doesn't mean that I am going to just, like, brush that person off, right? Because if someone is asking, it's because they're curious, right? And they don't know. And I think for me, it's actually helped because it has always grounded me in, like, yeah, something that seems really, really simple to me and seems like everyone should know this. Every day I am shown when I'm streaming or when I'm doing a Q&A on Instagram that not everyone knows. Even if they've been following me for a while. Maybe they just close their ears off. Who knows, right? But not everyone knows. So I know there are people that leave comments like, you talked about this before. Or, you say this all the time. Sorry, but there are people that need to know that information that don't know, and I would rather they get it from me than someone else, right? So, yeah.
The more and more I meet women in the gym, the more and more I'm starting to train women one-on-one, I'm realizing that it actually can be overwhelming. It can be so complicated to some people. So I've decided to dedicate a number of videos across the months of the rest of this year to create a complete beginner series. We're gonna cover topics like how to
So, I mean, that's pretty much the whole video, everything that I'm going to cover. She kind of just goes over what she's going to be doing. But I just really wanted to share this video with you guys, and two, share my thoughts, because I think that, like I said before, I think it's really, really good to see someone that's big in the fitness space that is not subscribing to the, you just need to grind, you just need to work harder, you need to do more, you need to do to instead be like, let me actually think, are my followers able to do all of these things that maybe I'm able to do myself? Is it realistic for them to go down that road? Is it actually possible for them to do that? And I think that it's really awesome that she is kind of, sharing this perspective. But I just wanted to share my thoughts. I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.